Hi guys, this is Leslie and I'm back with the second edition of a 45-minute core workout. For this workout, all you're going to need is a couple of small dumbbells. So I've got some small weight plates that I'll use. You'll also see me using a small, cute little dumbbell. These are in the 3 to 5 pound range, nothing more than that. If you don't have a set of dumbbells, get yourself a couple of water bottles, fill them up, and that will serve as an improvisational weight. So I'm going to go ahead and get you guys warmed up, and to do that, all you need to do is get to your mat, and we're going to start with some easy, basic crunches. So your fingertips are at your temples, elbows are nice and wide, and you're going to start lifting up and down. As you lift up, you're bringing your ribs a little bit closer to the hips, and you're keeping your lower back against the floor by bracing your core very tightly. Now we're going to start to add in the lower body, so keep the chest lifting, and as you do, you'll bring your knees over the hips, and that's what is called a C crunch. So knees come over the hips, shins come parallel to the floor, and you're now engaging your upper and your lower abdominals for a good solid warm-up. So we're going to do 4 more. And now you can rest that head on the floor, hands out to the side, and you're starting to lift and switch those legs. So the movement is up, up, down, down, with the knees locked in at 90 degrees and the knees coming directly over the hips. Keep it coming. So again, the focus is keeping that lower back against the floor. And that's going to be more important when we start to add on a leg extension. So the next time we're up, you're going to hold when both legs are up, then extend to 45, bring it back over the knees, and then step one leg down at a time. Up, up, out to 45, back in over hips, and touch down. Adding on that extra extension starts to really engage the lower abs a little bit more. And you're focusing on keeping that lower back toward the floor by bracing the core even harder. We're going to do this, and then one more. Now, when you come back down, get those feet nice and close to your butt, and your weight's going to drive through the heels. Now, before we lift our hips into a bridge, we're going to open our chest so that our shoulder blades are wrapped around the floor, at the spine, and then you push your heels through the floor and push your hips high. As you're doing that, you're squeezing your glutes, you're holding your hips high. You're just going to hold there for about 4, 3, 2, and now come down halfway and press high. Halfway and press high. Remember, as you're pushing through the heels, you're able to really engage the glutes and the hamstrings, and you're also warming up the muscles in the lower back. So come on down, butt comes slowly down to the floor, and now we're going to go to easy cross crawls. Knees are at 90 degrees, rotating the chest cage and bringing the shoulder toward the opposite knee. Now you are welcome to stay here with your toes touching the floor, or you can start to extend the legs, increasing the lever length, and therefore the tension on your core. Make sure that you're leading with your shoulder instead of your elbow, and that's going to allow you to really engage those obliques just a little bit more. All right, start tapping those toes again, taking it down to that lower level. And we're done in 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. All right, so just like my last video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, the moves that we're going to do. So we've got 3 blocks of work. The first block has 4 moves. I'll demo those, and then we'll do them 3 times each. So the first move that we're going to do is a scissor with a little bit of a round the world action with the dumbbell. So you're going to come back, you're going to keep your bra line to your butt on the floor, and you're going to start scissoring the legs and taking that dumbbell and fishing it through the legs. Now, you're going to take it nice and high, and I'll keep coaching you through that when we get there, but that's the basics. The next move is called a seated reach back, and I'm going to take it at an angle so you can kind of see what's going on here. So now I have a weight in each hand, and I'm going to bring, make sure that my back is long and straight, but I am leaning backwards just a little bit. And then I'm going to open to the side and then reset, and then open to the other side and reset. And I'm going to keep my arms straight as much as I possibly can, but if you have a really heavy weight, you're going to have to bend the arms a little bit more so that that's how you compensate with a shorter lever length with a heavier weight. So it all works. Then the next move that we're going to do is we're going for a swim. Yes, we're going swimming on the floor. So the way you do that is you start with a flutter kick. So squeeze your glutes, get your knees off the floor, and start kicking your legs. And then what you're going to do is you're going to start moving those arms as if you are swimming on the floor. So the arms are slower than the legs, and you're going to feel the muscles throughout your back and your glutes when you're doing that. And our last move is called a high-low plank. So you're going to start, and you can do this. This is my dog, by the way. That's Eli. So you're going to start at your level 1 hover with your knees on the floor, and you're going to start walking the arms up, up, down, down. And then you're going to switch the lead arm. And you can do this from your knees, or you can do it from the toes, and going from the toes makes it that much more challenging. So those are your first 4 moves. We're going to do each of them 3 times, 45 seconds of work, then 15 seconds to break and transition to your next move. So we start with the around the world scissors in 3, 2, we're gone. So your bra line to your butt is on the floor. And guys, if you don't wear a bra, don't worry. I know you know where the bras are, now go. So keep that part of your back on the floor, okay? Now, this is not supposed to be a super fast move. What you want is slow and controlled, and try to make your scissor legs, just a little bit bigger, a little bit longer. My dog thinks that he should be able to be the star of the show. Yep. So nice and long. And now, you're going to come up, and now you have 2 weights in your hands. You're going to lean backwards slightly, but keep that chest lifted so your back stays long and straight. Then your hands go to the front, and arms are as long as you're able to keep them. Now, I have pretty light weights in my hands, so it's not a problem for me to keep my arms almost straight. If I had heavier weights, I would be starting to bend those elbows so that I could keep the rotation. So you can see that your chest has to stay lifted, but as you rotate and reach backwards, you're really starting to feel the lower abdominals and the obliques. Almost there, just 5 seconds left. All right, now we're going swimming. So face down on your mat, and you're going to start with just the legs. Get the hang of the legs before you add in the arms. So squeeze your glutes and start kicking. As you're kicking, your knees are staying off of the floor. By doing that, you really have to use your glutes and the muscles in the lower back. That's the erector spinae, and that's what's going to make you stand a little bit taller, when you're finished with this class. And once you got the hang of that, you're going to start adding in the arms. Yep. So when you add in the arms, now you've got the upper back and the shoulders engaging as well. Almost there. And there we go. All right, so after this, we are now moving on to the high-low planks. So, elbows down, underneath the shoulders, knees start on the floor, and your body is level and steady. Now start walking up, up, down, down. Then lead with the other arm, and as you're walking those elbows, what I want you to see, and I'm going to turn around so you can see from the front, is that your elbows need to stay close to your side, okay? So don't let our elbows come out here. I want them to stay close so you can really feel the work without the stress on the rotator cuff. Keep going. Just a couple more. And time. All right, so that's your first round. We're going to do everything 2 more times, and then we'll take a break. So the first move had the around the world with the scissor legs. So come on down. Remember, bra line to butt on the floor, and start to really reach through. Slow and steady. Now you're going to start to feel this a little bit in your hip flexors the more and more we do. If you get to the point where you need a little bit of a break, then go ahead and bend the knees. It's the same move, same move. You're still working the same muscles, but it makes it a little bit easier on those hip flexors. So totally your call, and if you need to touch down in the middle, you can do that as well. Totally your call. All right, 1 dumbbell in each hand, or a small weight. Then slight lean back, open the chest, and from here, we're going to start opening to the side. Let's go. So over and back, over and back. Nice and smooth. Now, if you want an extra challenge, if the weight is not quite heavy enough for you, and you think you can handle more with almost straight arms, then go ahead and take those feet off of the floor. And then you've got that balance element coming in, and it takes it up to a whole new level of fun. Almost there. All right, time to go swimming again. Yeah, time to swim. So you're face down on the mat, hanging out with my dog, and start kicking your feet. There we go. So kick your feet if you can see me behind my dog, and start to use those arms. Nice, big strokes with the arm. Flutter kick, nice and quick with your feet. And you should be really feeling the love throughout your backside. 10 seconds left. One more stroke each side, and then you'll be done. All right. From here, we've got the high-low planks. Remember that you can do this from your knees, but if you want to try it from your toes, I'm going to give you the secret. Squeeze the muscles in your thighs to stabilize your midsection that much more. So from the elbows, if you're going from the toes, remember, keep the hands close and the elbows close to your ribs. Switching the lead arm each time, pushing up through the palm of that hand. You should be feeling the triceps, the core, the lats, the shoulders, everything. But remember, the secret is keep the thighs, the quads fully engaged and squeeze throughout your midsection. Almost there. And time. All right, that's 2. I got 1 more. So, come on back. And from here, we're scissoring the legs. Remember, straight if you can, but a bent if you need it. It all works. Now, some of you might be having a little bit of snap, crackle, and popping going on in your hips. Guess what? I do too. So every time my right leg goes down, I feel that hip socket kind of pop a little bit. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong. It just means that's what's happening, with the air pocket within that socket. And you're just gonna, it's not gonna hurt you. It just feels a little funny. So keep it going. And from here, switch from a single to a double. You're gonna hinge back just a bit, open up that chest, and kiss my dog. Then we get started. All right, here we go. So open wide, hinge back, and if you think you still got a little bit more to give, then go ahead and get those hands off the floor, or the feet off the floor. That's what I'm talking about. And if you find that the feet on the floor or off of the floor is a little bit too much, go ahead and put it back down. Focus on the range, focus on your angle, and focus on finishing the last 5 seconds. All right, time to swim one last time. One last time. So, belly down. If you get to the point where you can't do the hands anymore, then go ahead and just rest your head on both hands while you really focus on the flutter kick. So you can be down just with the legs, or you can lift up that chest and really focus on giving me some good, solid strokes. Almost there. You're over halfway there. Three, 2, 1, and time. All right, see right where you are, you've got the walking hovers. So either from the knees or from the toes, or switch it on and off as you might need. All right. So elbows down. You can start from those knees. Yeah, and that's the happy noise. Anytime you hear the foghorn, because hey, we're in the Bay Area, then you know that it's almost over. Almost over. That's actually the last block of work in this section. So come on up, come on down, and if you want that extra challenge, then come on up to your toes. Almost there. All right, come on down to child's pose. Bring your butt to your heels and reach really, really long. Big breath in. Then exhale everything out. All right, that was your first of 3 blocks. I've got some new moves coming your way, then I'm going to demo, and then we'll get to it. So, the first move is called a bear crawl. But what we're going to do is we're going to add on. It's going to be a stationary bear crawl. So you're going to start with your hands just above, above your or under your shoulders, and your knees underneath the hips. So this is called a horse position. Yeah, but once you lift up those knees, then that's a bear position. And your move is walk the hands forward, then extend the legs long and reset. So hands first, then legs out. And I want you to imagine that you've got your favorite beverage on your back. And your job is to make sure that it does not fall off or spill, okay? So that's your bear crawl, that's your first move. Next move is called a fire hydrant. You're gonna take that small dumbbell or water bottle and put it in the crook of your knee. I call it your knee pit. And you're gonna have that same starting position. But this time your knees get to stay down. And the first time we do this, yeah, you can see why it's called a fire hydrant, right? Yeah, it's like you're a dog doing your business up against. So we're gonna do that on one side and then the other side. And then our last move is gonna be what's called a Spider-Man crunch. So hover position, nice and strong. Try it from your toes. And then you're gonna bring one knee out to the side and then the other side. So nice and wide. And you're really focusing on that crunch without bringing your butt too high. All right, so try to keep it about at the shoulder height. And if you need to do it from your knees, that's fine, totally fine. All right, friends, we are going to start again in 3, 2, 1, we're off. All right, so we're starting with the bear crawl. So, bear position, back is long and straight, walk your hands forward, back, then extend the legs long and back. Again, the challenge is not to move your torso. You want to be level, steady, and as still as you possibly can. If you get to the point where you need a break, go ahead and put your knees down, take a quick break, and then you'll come back and finish strong. Last one. All right, so stay where you are, get your dumbbell, put it inside of that knee pit, and get those hands back down. You're gonna start from this position, and then you're coming wide to the side. So bring it out to the side. This is when my dog should come make his appearance, right? Yeah. Of course, now he's sleeping in the corner behind me. You can't see that. So what you're working here is on your moving leg, the gluteus medius. That is the outer part of your glute. And this is a great way to work it. Now, don't be surprised when you feel that same muscle work on your bottom leg, because that's when the one that is holding you up, stabilizing, as opposed to moving. They both get equal opportunity here, and now they get the opposite opportunity. So go ahead and switch to the other side, and from there, we'll get to go. Now my dog's making his appearance, as it should be for the fire hydrants, right? All right, so bring it out to the side, out to the side. And as you're you want to make sure that you're keeping your torso as still as you possibly can. Still, still, still. All right, my dog wants to get out of the room that I'm taping in, and I'll let him in during the break, or let him out during the break. But until then, he'll just have to hang, and you might hear him crying and whining. You got 10 seconds left. Remember, one is working, one is stabilizing. And you should feel love on both sides. All right, that's it. And your last move is going to be that Spider-Man crunch. So I'm going to let my dog out of the room. Yep, off you go. He may be back later. We'll see. Now, Spider-Man position, plank position, and bring it out and back, out and back. You're going to want to push down through those forearms so you can really stabilize. And what you should be feeling is your lower abdominals and those obliques. Keep it going. Remember, you can drop down to your knees, or you can stay on the knees the entire time. Almost there. 10 seconds. You need that break on your knees, and then you come back to your toes. It's all good. It's all good. All right, that was one round. We're coming back, and we're starting with the bear crawl for our second round. So, nice, long, straight back. Hands start directly underneath the shoulders. Lift those knees and start walking forward. Then extend the legs long. Reset. Yeah, remember your favorite beverage. It's balancing on your back. Your job, make sure that beverage does not spill. Ten seconds. Try to keep those knees close to the floor. Close to the floor. All right. Now we're coming back to the fire hydrants, but I'm going to give you an option here. So put it back underneath it, and instead of coming out to the side, you can go straight back, and it becomes just a kick back. And that's going to change the muscles that you're working. So now you're focusing on the gluteus medius, and you want to focus on keeping that entire torso as still as possible. Now if you want more, here's how you get it. At the top, hold for just a half a second, then come back down. Up and hold, slowly down. Up and hold, that's it. 10 seconds. Holding high, slowing down. And switching sides. So again, once you're set, you want to really focus on squeezing the glutes, shoulders directly over the hands, and start bringing it up and down. So you're squeezing, you're bringing your heel kind of closer to your butt so that you can really secure that dumbbell. It's not going to fall out. Just bring the heel slightly closer to your butt and then bring it up. Now remember at the top, little hold and slow down. Little hold and slow down. Keep going. Starting to feel the burn. All right, Spider-Man from that hover position. So remember, alternate as much as you need. Try to keep that back long and straight. Don't round. I want you to open the chest. And from there, you're going to lift up and bring the knee out to the side. Now if you get to the point where you got nothing left and you can't bring that knee out to the side anymore, just hold your hover. Hold your hover and push down to the forearms and really focus on squeezing throughout your body so that you can really stabilize the midsection. What that does is it takes away some of the pressure from your lower back. The more you squeeze everywhere, the more you distribute your load. So keep bringing it out if you got it. And that's 2 rounds. 2 rounds. I got one more, and then we'll take another break. So, bear crawl coming your way. Bear position, knees slightly off the floor, and start walking and coming back. Extending, then reset. So this is a great way to work your core, but as you can see, and as you can feel, you're firing your shoulders, you're firing your glutes, and you're firing your quads. So it's really total body, but everything comes through that core. Last one. All right. Now, find that dumbbell. We're going to do a combination this time of the fire hydrant and the kickback. So we're going to start with one leg and you go out to the side, then you go straight back. So let's go. Take it out to the side, then straight back. Side and back. Make sure that your shoulders are staying level and steady. And your bottom leg and that hip are staying level and steady as well. So your bottom leg is stabilizing. Your top leg, that's the one getting the love. You got 10 seconds left. And switch. All right, same thing other side. Other side. Hands directly under the shoulders. Back is long and straight. And we'll come wide and then go to the back. So out and back. Out and back. By now you should be feeling a little bit of love in the hamstrings as well. And that's partly because you're actually squeezing that water bottle or the dumbbell, and that's forcing the hamstring to engage. Keep it going. Steady, level, and focused for another rep, and then put it down. All right, we got the Spider-Man. Remember your options. Bring the knee wide. You can be on your toes, you can be on your knees, or you can just hold your hover. It's up to you. So from that hover, yep, that's your happy noise. That tells you that after the Spider-Man crunches, you get a break. So I want you to think, can I push through? Can I push a little harder, knowing that I'm going to get a big break after this? I bet you can. Actually, I know you can. The question is, will you? My challenge is go for it. Go for it. 15 seconds. Long, straight. You got this. And time. All right, catch your breath. I got one more block of work. Then I'm going to demo the 4 moves. Then we'll do them. We'll do them together 3 rounds. So the first move is called a push-pull plank. So you're going to get yourself into that plank position, that long, straight plank position. And once you're there, you're going to take the dumbbell. Right now, you can see it's right between my hands, right behind. And watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to demo this first from the knees. You're going to take the dumbbell, push it under your hand, pull it back. Put that hand down. Push away, pull back, and put it down. Make sure that you are dragging your object on the floor. I don't want to see you lifting it up. Lifting it up is actually easier than dragging it. So I want to see the drag, and then you'll come back in. So that's your first move. Then our second move is going to be a side hover with a star lift. So check this out. You're going to start with your hips down, your bottom knee down. And hold on just a sec. I need to make sure that my video doesn't die out there. So from here, this is a side hover, and that's where you're going to start. And you're going to come up. So everything down everything up, everything down, everything up, moving with control. Then we'll do the other side, and then we're going to finish with, we hover with the opposite tap. So if you're doing it from your knees, take a hand out, then back in, hand out, back in, or from your toes, tapping out and in. All right, so with that, we're going to start with the plank and the push-pull. So get that dumbbell, and we start in 3, 2, we're off. So hands in front of the dumbbell, then take with the dumbbell, slide it behind your base hand, reset and switch. Slide behind the base hand, reset and switch. Now, what you're going to find, once you get the hang of it and the movement down, is that your hips want to rotate. As soon as you lift that hand, your hips want to shimmy and rock and roll. Your job, squeeze your thighs, squeeze your quads, and try to minimize the movement of your hips. Just 2 more. All right, now we're coming down. We've got the side hover with a star lift. Elbow directly under the shoulders. From here, start everything down, and then we'll come everything up. And that starts right now. Up and down. Up and down. So this is a controlled motion. You've got both gluteus medius working and the obliques. With that shoulder press, you got the shoulder going on as well. So again, this is a great way to work your entire core. If you have a shoulder issue and you're not able to get the hip up because it puts too much pressure on your shoulder, this is your option. So this is a lower level option. You're only working the top leg, but that's better than not working anything at all, right? So again, the options exist. And we're going to switch sides and hit it again. So other elbow directly under the shoulder, dumbbell starts at the shoulder, and we'll start pressing up and down. Let's go. Again, your option, if you've got a cranky shoulder on one side but not the other, don't quit, just modify. Just modify. So you can see that you're still getting the work without the lift, but make sure that you're only taking this option if you really need it. And if you don't need it, add that lift in. Yes, it's harder, but yes, you can do it. Keep going. Almost there. All right, now we've got the hover with the opposite tap. So one hand, one leg, either from the toes or from the knees. Totally your call. And make sure the chest is long and straight. So the toes are one option. The knees are another option. And if you need, you can just hold a knee or a toe hover and simply tap out to the side. So I have lots and lots of options for you that's going to keep you challenged and keep you moving. So if it's not working, don't quit. Just modify, change it, so you can push yourself and keep moving one way or the other. So now I'm just tapping my toes instead of my arms, and I'll come back and do opposites for just a bit. So many options to keep you challenged, to keep you moving. That's one round, 2 left. Push-pull plank coming your way. So work from behind the center. Feet are wider than the hips. Then drag behind one hand, drag behind the other hand. So you push it, you pull it back, you reset. Make sure that your back is long and straight. And if you're running out of steam, put the knees down. Put the knees down. Again, don't quit. Just change. And this might give you enough of a breather that you're like, oh, I know I only got about 10 seconds left. I bet I could come back up to my toes. If that's you, go ahead and do it. Join me here. And stop. All right, so we're coming down. We've got the side hover with the star lift. Remember that shoulder's directly over the hand, the elbow, and from the bottom, we just press up and down, up and down. So push down using the entire forearm, not just the elbow, the entire forearm. He's back, my dog. Can you tell? Yep. Making his rounds. Take that lower level option if and when you need it. Allow your body to recover just a little bit while you're still moving, and then come back and finish strong if you can. Last one. All right, switch it up. We're hitting it again. And elbow underneath the shoulder. Doggy kisses before we start. And everything is coming up and down. By the time you hit the second round here, you should probably start starting to feel quite a bit of love. Remember, that's because one lifts, one is the active mover, the other is stabilizing and supporting. So you are working both gluteus medius, both sides each time we do this, which is why it starts to feel exponentially harder on that second side. Almost there. And bring it down. So now we're back at the hover with the opposite extension. Remember, you get in from the knees, the toes, just the arms, just the legs, and when all else fails, just hover. All right, come on down, starting with the opposites, if you're able to. Remember, you've got to really brace through your midsection. Through that midsection. You're squeezing your quads, you're bracing throughout, and trying to keep that chest open to keep the back long and straight. Keep going. Modify if you need to. Come down to the knees if you need to. And 2 down, 1 left. You got this. You got this. Plank position. Hands in front of the dumbbell. Legs up. And push and pull. Push and pull. Knees are there when you need it. So give me what you got. What I don't want to see is your butt coming too high. I'd rather see your knees on the floor than have your butt up in the air like that. So come on down, and if that doesn't work, put your knees on the floor. Almost there. You got 10 seconds. Can you finish from your toes? I bet you can. Bracing hard, moving with control, and you're so close. In less than 3 minutes, you'll be finished. That's the good news. Elbow under the shoulder, side hover with a star lift. Starting here, and lift it up. Then bring it down, up and down. So you can see as I come to the top, the leg stays at about the hip height, Keep it going. I've got to try to check in with my computer real quick. up and down. You got about 2 more. And time. All right, switching sides. Plant that elbow under the shoulder. Remember, the second side is always harder because you're pre-fatigued doing the first half. Starting at the shoulders and lifting up and down, up and down. So you can see I am touching my toe, touching the inside of my foot on the floor. It gives me just a tiny, tiny little break. But if you want to take it up a notch, try doing it without the touch. Oh, that's a whole new level of fun. Yeah, I think I'll stay with the touch. 15 seconds. Just a couple more. All right, our very last block. The last thing you have is that opposite extension on the hover. So give me what you got, and remember, hold your plank or hover when you got nothing left. Your elbows down and out and in, out and in. Squeezing everything. Keeping that back long and straight and moving with control. Almost there. Push down through the forearms. Take the knees down if you need to. And remember, if you've got no more taps, hold that perfect long hover as long as you need to. If you've done that, now you're done. All right, so the good news is the work is done. Stretches now begin. So we're going to start by taking the hands, bringing the elbows nice and close, and then coming down as low as you can. You should feel the release in your lower back and your glutes. All right, speaking of those glutes, let's get those stretched out as well. So one knee stays down, one ankle over the knee. Now my right knee is up, so I'm going to grab it with my left elbow and pull that knee to between my pecs. Then reach behind and rotate. Switch sides. Opposite elbow pulls that knee to the center of the chest, then reach behind. Now we're going to come around and get our hip flexors. So I want you to put one knee on the mat, one leg forward, and then once you're here, you're going to take your hips and push them forward so you feel the stretch in the hip flexor. Then whatever leg is back, reach that arm high and across towards your front knee. As you push forward and lean away, you should be feeling a really good hip release. Now while we're here, we're going to pull our hips back, put the heel down, toe up, lean in with as flat of a back as you can. If you're round, you're not going to feel the stretch. If you have a straight back, you're going to feel it immediately in the hamstring. All right, switch sides. First, the hip flexor. So push the hips forward, reach, and lean towards that front knee. Now pull back, reach forward, and you've got a long straight back as you lean in to really focus the middle of the hamstring. All right, you can put the knees back and down, and from here, Intertwine the hands, drop the shoulders, drop the head, stretching the upper back and the neck. Then reverse that. Clasp behind the back and extend the elbows to release the chest. Now bring one arm straight across, gently pull at the elbow, stretching out the shoulder. And now take that same elbow up and pull towards your center line. This is stretching out the tricep, all of those walking hovers that we did in the first block of work. You should feel a little bit of release from that. Now go ahead and switch elbows while we're up. And straight across on the other shoulder. All right, guys, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.